الغرباء. Prophet ﷺ said, my calling to Islam here, it started as something strange. And then it will return as something strange. So give good news to the strangers. So this hadith is profound and it carries heavy weight. It's talking about both being Muslim, because the Muslims were maybe a couple hundred people amongst thousands of people, very small minority, but it also is referring to the values and the beliefs. That's actually most of what the Prophet ﷺ was talking about. And so we saw for some centuries that Islam became a very well-rooted, scripturally governed society. People's convictions and beliefs was rooted. The society's norms and character was very much rooted in a very principled understanding of Islam. We cannot say that today in the Muslim world. We would be fooling ourselves if we thought that was the case. And so the Prophet ﷺ was telling them that we went through so much as strangers. And this is now in Medina when he's telling them this. And so now Islam became comfortable and normal and strong and fortified, and large groups of Arab tribes have been coming into Islam. And so people that are now coming into it are in that situation, they feel very comfortable, everything's fine, we're Muslim, alhamdulillah, we're a strong group. And so the Prophet ﷺ prophesied of our day. He was telling us that we would be just like the Prophet ﷺ and his companions, a group of a number of people whose values and way of living is not going to be seen as normal. It will not be easy to fit in and follow this way of living. And so the Arabic word gharib, for the most part, people understand it as an outsider or a stranger, but it can actually also mean remarkable or exceptional. And that is what we're talking about here as believers, because the Prophet ﷺ, he explained it. In another narration, the Prophet ﷺ was asked, who are the ghuraba? He said, الَّذِينَ يَصْلُحُونَ إِذَا فَسَدَ النَّاسِ. They're the people that when most people have become corrupt, they stay wholesome and morally upright, even though most people are giving into the ways of the devil and corruption and heedlessness. And so that's what it means. In another narration, he says, أُنَاسٌ صَالِحُونَ فِي أُنَاسُ سُوءٍ كَثِيرٌ مَنْ يَعْصِيهِمْ أَكْثَرُ مِمَّنْ يُطِيعُهُمْ. He said, it's a small group of pious, righteous people, and they live amongst the people who have been overwhelmed by evil and corruption. And most people would not be willing to follow them, and some people will follow them, right? And so what that means is we should stand firm on the truth. And the Prophet ﷺ told us, لا تزال طائفة من أمتي ظاهرين على الحق لا يضر من خالفهم حتى يأتي أمر الله. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, there will always be a group of followers in my nation who will stick to the truth no matter what people are mocking and ridiculing and trying to make you feel like you're an outcast. And what they are doing is they are preparing for that time that's coming for all of us, the time of death. The Quran tells us to be on guard against the very influential mechanism of social conditioning. In Surah Al-An'am, verse number 116, وَإِن تُطِعْ أَكْثَرَ مَا فِي الْأَرْضِ يُضِلُّوكَ عَن سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَن يَتَّبِعُونَ إِلَّا الظَّنَّ وَإِنْ هُمْ إِلَّا يَخْرُصُونَ. He warns us, if you will go along with most people in the world, they will mislead you and send you astray from the path of God. These people are following made-up ideas. These people are inventing their morals. Allah is telling us in this ayah, their morals and values that they're acting like are the revealed absolute truth of greatness are just opinions that people have made. Well, you have revelation that came from a prophet who performed miracles, who fulfilled prophecies. This is who you are following. Would you throw that out and then gamble your eternity to fit in with some people who do not have a basis for their morality? Rather, they have an ever-changing system of morality, because whatever people incline to, whatever fits the political and economic circumstances of the day, that's where they're going to go. It's not based on morality. It's based upon power, which is politics and economics. Most of us are not the controllers of those things or have much influence at all in it. So it's very important that we see this as true for both Muslims and non-Muslims. I've been in more than one gathering. I remember one time I went to an engagement. And so somebody said, okay, we're going to read Al-Fatiha. And I said, why are we going to read Al-Fatiha? And they said, well, because we're doing an engagement. So I just said, well, is this Prophet ﷺ was doing this? And they said, I don't know, but we're going to read Al-Fatiha. So I said, but if we're going to read the Quran in a specific organized fashion, and we're doing it like a traditional structured act of worship, shouldn't, and by the way, where I get this from, Imam Shatibi wrote a book called Al-I'tisam in Spain about 7 centuries ago. And it was like 200-page book. It's very clear. It makes this point crystal clear for a Muslim. It goes back to the Prophet ﷺ statement, "Man ahdatha shay'an fi amrina hadha ma laysa minhu fahuwa rad." Whoever would introduce something in the practice of Islam that you can't find a root of it in the Quran and Sunnah and the practice, then it should be rejected. But people are turning the religion into a culture where we can just kind of make up stuff as we go. And so everybody read Al-Fatiha, except for me, in that whole gathering, like 15, 20 people there. They were all Muslim, praying 5 times a day, hijabs, right? But we have to be willing to stick to values and knowledge that we have and not go along with people just because it is popular. I got chastised when people asked me to be part of a Quran Khani program. I said, same thing. I'm saying, I don't know. Brother asked me, we're going to go after this event of a care banquet in another state. And they said, we're going to go to this place. And some people who I thought were better than this are going to go do Agila. They're going to go smoke on the hookah after the care banquet. And I'm saying, hold on. And they're saying, yeah, no, I'm not, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to, I said, if you go there, you're somehow supporting it, right? And so, I had a young man told me that he told his father, this father is a practicing Muslim guy. He's got his beard, he goes to the mosque daily. They went on vacation, they're going to go to the water park. So the teenage son has been starting to practice his religion. And then he said, Baba, how can we go to this park? These women are naked here. And he said, well, you don't have to look at them. He said, but they're everywhere. Like you're going to be swimming with them in the pool. And alhamdulillah, but guess what his dad called him? An extremist. And this is where we're at. We are starting to be willing to throw out values that are clear in our religion to just go along with what other people are doing. So in the Muslim community, I find situations where people will ask about this action. I will just be rude or offensive or judgmental or harsh. I would just say, I can't agree with that for these reasons. I respect everybody's humanity and freedom of choice, and God will judge people. This is our religion. But for me, this is why I couldn't be accepting or promoting these things. I have no problem if you don't want me to be part of that for this. Some people are like, what's wrong with this guy? Because they're the extremists. Right? Liberalism. Himself, right? Liberalism. But actually, many liberals are very conservative about their liberal ideas. It's very interesting. Yeah, the play of words. So it's very important for us to have these values and to stick with them wherever we're at. And so right now, the kids are going back to school. I have come to know. So it's kind of awkward. I'm going to have to just say this. I'm aware of that. Pray. In the Sunnah, this is a huge disaster. Yet there's so many parents who themselves pray 5 times a day. They're so excited my kid makes straight A's in school. Not distracting them. Their kid doesn't pray. And then having a constructive conversation, just be like, pray. Why? Because I said so. That poor kid is not even being taught right here. I don't even blame the kid here. If you don't understand prayer, prayer doesn't mean anything. Of course you're not going to pray. I wouldn't pray. If I didn't know what I was saying, if it didn't give a spiritual meaning and purpose for me, why would I do that? Of course, that's not what it is when you know it and you do it right, according to the Quran and Sunnah. So do it for these reasons. And this is how. Let's talk about let's feel comfortable on our faith. and it's being forced on us, being weird. We have to have a basis to defend why we are different. If not, then why? What's the point? Something that I don't get. And everybody weird. So I know that the schools I've talked to, all of them, and by decent morality, they're going to afford for middle school and high school kids to have a place to pray because what they think. That is a force. And service. Comfortable. Every school I've spoken to get after 2 o'clock. That. Okay. Very important for them to know. Similarly, we should talk to the kids before they go to school. Because it's cool. Which I think they use school. And when somebody is teaching something bad about you, you should stop your ground and say, no, that's incorrect. Please don't talk to me like that. That is a complete disgrace to the world. You shouldn't treat it the way you don't. People should be comfortable to stand for who they are. People should be comfortable to come home and tell mom and dad, somebody was saying this. This is what it said in the book. This is what the teacher was saying. With this whole thing with the Taliban, bring back all kind of it's very, very open and easy. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه فإنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله أجمعين. It's not just our kids. Each one of you have ever. That's right. That's right. Practice to practice your religion. It really is. He's saying, no, 100% agree with authenticity. If you want to put a road 30, some general 30, consensus of some scholars. Any, if you're you can't pray there. Next to a grave. Places that the Prophet ﷺ had made an exception to. There's no. I heard from God because I'm woman. I go out, I can't pray, so I can just look at my prayers when I get home. I've never seen this. I've heard it, but I don't see any basis for it. We should all feel comfortable to just be Muslim, to stick to our values. We usually find 3 challenges. So, of course, the genuine desire for is there. I would like to be a serious Muslim and a believer. To me. A lot of time. I don't have enough time to really focus. What time did you make of it? We said 16, 16, 17, like that. What did you do for the other 7 hours? Whoever said, I don't have understanding of what you should be doing and how you should be living your life. Reading scripture, it's so much easier to practice Islam. If you can an environment or a personality to where people right? Sectional people. When you say you're a stranger, why do you usually think? Because you're far from home, right? What is home? The reason why we're strangers is because we're not at home here on this earth. We're not home in this body. It's not our home. We came from heaven. We were accounted for our religion. Yawm ad-Din, the day of being accounted for your religion. How did you receive and live out the responsibility that you took on when you were first given consciousness before you were in your mother's womb? Every single one of us testified to the truth. Allah ask you to relieve us of all the sicknesses of this world, spiritual, physical, and mental. Allah, we ask you to heal our hearts. Allah, we ask you to give us strength and courage to be the best of believers. Allah, we ask you to make us among the pious and leaders among the pious. Allah, we ask you to preserve us and to make us examples of good morality and uprightness. Allah, help us to repair the world from the corruption therein by the teachings of your prophets. Allah, help us to love the Prophet ﷺ and remember his example closest to him. Sins for our parents, for their sins. Give us your blessed. صلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.